Hey everybody, so we are going to be trying Tovolar for our episode of the Radiant Laboratories this week, and this deck is very interesting in the fact that I'm going to be upfront with this. I don't think the deck is very good. I think it's incredibly hard to make Tovolar work without some of the other werewolves we have from older sets, having some of the other cards we have access to, like Moon Mist and things like that, to get more ways to transform. I just think that as it is right now, we don't have enough good wolves and werewolves in Historic Brawl to fill out a 100-card deck with any kind of consistency. Um, like I'm running a couple one drops, like I'm running Fearless Pup and things like that, that I just don't think are strong cards on their own and are only benefiting into the synergies we have. We're really benefiting our opponent to not have a lot of move for Tovolar and to be able to overrun our opponent, ideally against greedy mid-range or control decks. The deck is very fun, though, I will be honest. If you have most of the cards, leave them up. It's not too terribly rare heavy, and a lot of it that isn't just the Wolves and Werewolves side of it can be swapped around to whatever you have that needs and fits. Um, yeah, if you guys liked the video, please comment, like, subscribe, throw out the whole shebang there. I really appreciate it. It shows me I'm doing a good job. I will also give you a heads up. Game number 4 is incredibly long compared to the rest. It is worth it, kind of. We'll talk about it more after the series. Anyways, let's get going to the deck tech. Bow. Here is the deck tech for Tovolar. We are trying to make this kind of werewolf wolf deck work. So we have a little bit of a nice, we're taking some of the synergies in. Unfortunately, since they're werewolf and wolf on some of the cards like Vanquisher's Banner, Herald's Horn, and Faceless Agent become a little less good, but generally you want to pick whatever you have more of in hand. Generally I pick human because we have a couple of extra humans in here just randomly from other stuff. And all your werewolves are humans as well when they enter the battlefield, or when you cast them at least. That's usually what I'm kind of picking for it. The deck also has some really great synergies as far as some of the equipment we have goes. Things like Embercleave, sort of Body and Mind, Shadow Spear can all really kind of add to your pressure you're adding. We are a very aggro-focused deck. We're really trying to drop a 2-drop, a 3-drop, and a 4-drop out to kind of start pressuring our opponent down. Unfortunately, I think the deck is just plagued by not having enough great wolves or werewolves in the standard set that we got. Hopefully with the next set, we'll get a couple more werewolves in the color in the Crimson Vow. I'm not entirely sure if we will, but I'm really hopeful, and I think that'll make the deck a lot better. I'll probably have to revisit it then. Tovolar is what I want out of Werewolf Commander. I like the fact that he can get around and can transform werewolves that do not trigger via the day-night cycle, which I love. I love, 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 love that. Unfortunately, in Brawl, we just don't have those. We don't have access to the old werewolves that would do that. That I think could make this deck a lot better. That said, I do think that some of the more interesting cards we have in here, obviously we do, of course, have Feel the Dead synergy with Our Promise, but some of the more interesting cards I wouldn't have ran until I looked down. Burn Down the House is really cool. If we are behind, we can actually save our hand to our board and get a good Burn Down the House against other aggro mid decks, because it really can set our opponent back. Scala Wolf is also really interesting because you get to choose for any green card out of the top 5. I really like this card. Something I crafted for this deck. And I think I might try it in more mono green list, because I think the idea of getting 2 tutor for, potentially instant or sorcery is something that green doesn't get to do very often. And I really like that. Unfortunately, one of the things I'd love to tutor for it, or sometimes getting a call in the ambush, getting, maybe even some more of our removal ram through and things. I'd be interested in seeing that. The deck does play out like a pretty good aggro deck, though. I did kind of just throw in all the good wolves and werewolves you have, but again, we're just kind of limited by options here. Tovolar might be a little better in standard Brawl. I'll have to go take a look when you have a little bit more consistency with hitting your werewolves, and your opponents don't have as much consistency with having a good deck. I don't think the deck's very strong. I did want to play it for flavor. I did say I was going to test out Tovolar. And yes, this is my week 2. Let's get to the games, guys. Game number 1, Tovolar versus Judas. Okay. Do you have access to all our colors? We're going to try this out. I'm a little worried we won't quite be fast enough. I don't know if we actually want to play this Cold Steel Hard on 2 or not. So we're going to start with Bugbear and go from there. I think that I might... Yeah, we're just going to play the Liberator. I need to be able to block Judith. We could get a really big blowout with a Heroic Intervention turn. It'll be close, though. Okay, we're gonna take a big amount of damage, but it's okay. Hold these two up. And slowly try to apply pressure that way. Oh no. I'll have to kill Judith if he swings in here. Go to the Herald's Horn. Oof. Oof. Take the 6. So we really don't want to, but it's unfortunate what we have to do here. Ooh, actually this is really good. This will get the evolution too, so we'll actually go up. Unfortunately, he is starting to apply a lot of pressure to us. Take the 2. We'll probably need to Shatter Skull. Ooh. Okay. So we have a couple options here. We'll get to attack and destroy this. Could... Yeah. He needs to attack to get rid of the Lamp's Head. We've got Shatter Skull, which should keep us alive. Hmm. Two, three, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. So we can agent. Okay. Oh no. That's bad. I think we just lose here. Yeah. Dang. Because we kill Judith. And he just swings in. Dang. Fortunately, it's a little faster than us. I think a little bit more of a focused deck. And that's okay. So you can actually just, yeah, win that way. Ooh. Cool deck, though. Fortunately, we just couldn't quite stabilize in time. That's game number 1, though. Game number 2 into Sithis. And honestly, I'm thinking that Sithis just isn't put up with the other commanders yet. We'll keep this. I wish we got a chance to, like, pack leader into that, but it's fine. Feels like a pretty decent curve for being aggressive. We potentially love to draw into a 4th land here. All this seems pretty good to be able to go wide very quickly. I think if our opponent doesn't have a ton of removal, I honestly see us having a lot to do here. Okay. Well, we're hoping to get this Arlen out, I think. That's 4 mana, so we could set this and start casting. A lot of ramp. A lot of non-enchantment based ramp. I'm very intrigued. That's so weird. Okay. Can we please get some, like, mana? Can we please get some mana? Hello? Maskwood. Guardian, I guess. That's unfortunate. So they're not playing an enchantment-based deck, or they just really need the mana? Okay, so it's just a lot of card draw potential effects. Okay. Let's start here. We're getting lands now. Okay, good. Okay. Now we need to get rid of... I don't like doing that, but we'll see. Still has oodles of mana, but we basically time walked him, which feels kind of nice, because, like, we didn't trade anything off our board, and he didn't play a land. Interested to see if that was the right play, trading the Satyr Enchanter or not. I don't personally think it was, since I would have had to discard, but... Okay, who's he gonna get rid of? We'll take action on that. We still have a lot of aggression we get to do here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's start here. Oh yeah, there we go. So we will 3-drop something. We're gonna decline. We're gonna hit his engine. And with trample, that was pretty good for us, I feel. I'm still not entirely sure what this deck is, or if it's just a budget Sithis, maybe. With Garrick's Uprising, we have a lot of trample damage to come through, and Chaos Warp to potentially deal with any big blockers that come out. Okay. Unfortunately, you guys get that flying lifelinker there. Okay, so we're gonna Chaos Warp whatever the Archon blocks, because that way it gets full damage through. With a block, 2, 3. We have enough to kill him. Because he's not gonna bet that we have the removal. Chaos Warp coming in clutch, I think. It's a land. Nice. Wow, okay, so we managed to beat Sithis. That's pretty cool. We just managed to get a really, I think, quick game plan, and he didn't have much besides Dorks to really do. And when he did, we really got to just shut him down with an aggro game plan. Game number 3. No colored mana is a fast mulligan for us. 2 mana. So we are running a good amount of mana in here, but this seems a little light. So we're going to try to... Okay. We don't have any red, but I think we'll get rid of Zerial. And we'll try to make it work. Unfortunately. We need at least double sources. Okay. Okay. We're down to 5, which is really rough. But at least we have the Vanquisher's Banner to potentially draw back up. Escape to Wilds is a really nice pickup too. Unfortunately, though, I don't think we have an aggro hand, which we might need to get Gitrog Monster. Alright, so he's getting his ramp out. I think I'd like to... Okay. I think I would like to probably get another mana to get this banner out before I play the Liberator. I think that's probably more important. Gosh dang, though. 6 mana, 5/5. Lot of ramp. Turn 4? It's his, like, turn 3. Okay. So we get here. Go with human. Get the buff at least. The old giddy boy. The Dead's not good. Oh, Feel the Dead is definitely not good. Okay. Well. Start here. Feel the Dead versus Feel the Dead at home, right? Oof. Good news is it looks like he's kind of out of gas. We are too, but... Oh. If we can get away to get rid of Feel the Dead, maybe. We'll see. I feel like this guy's just putting on a clinic for why Gitrog Monster's a good card. Okay. So... 1 land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dang. I think we're just out here. Yeah, he swings a lot and wins. Flooded a little bit as well. Pretty good though. I mean, I think that going down to 5, I think we had a decent amount of card draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're forced to do this. I forgot the Gitrog Monster has Death Touch.
Feel your hair standing on end? Our hunt draws near.
I love the animation to wolf tokens they've added. Unfortunately, even without the build, I think he had us. We might have been able to chump from here on, but we'll go ahead and just trade. Leave our ferocious pup. Yeah, there's no way on that one, but it was pretty good. I'm okay with that. It's a fun game at least. Game number 4 into probably a control deck. I'm on board. I think the Night Pack Ambusher could be interesting here. Into Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. Well, that's not good. Okay. creature cards. Well, that's really funny. I was gonna tutor for that. Grab. Get a little Tovolar love going out. Oh, it has missed a land drop. Not anymore, though. 2, 3. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. That was his turn, too. Right? Okay. Ooh. Yeah. This could be really good. Night pack, baby. Even if he can't, even if he's still gonna swing, I want my own night pack. We're gonna check it there with these equipment. There's a chance. Could have removal, but like, that's cool. Like this card is so nutty. I love it. It really like, I know it's like a high variance card and people don't like that. Makes it a little like Hearthstone feeling, but I think it's really fun because like none of the cards are like too terribly powerful. Interesting. Okay, we'll grab Field of the Dead and Lair of the Hydra. Lair because a manland can be really strong here for us. We'll hold that. That could be pretty good. Okay, so Swords of Plowshares, Mind, Light of Hope, Ponder, Forge Spike, Dark Writ, Duress, Lightning Bolt, Double Strike, Giant Growth, Fog. Okay. This is a good field of rune, but we got two creatures out of it, which I think is really good for us. Which I guess like is the worst case scenario for us there, but like, eh? We're building a board back from nothing again, and Toski's really hard for them to deal with. And there's their own Field of the Dead. I like to see that. Their deck is super interesting. Card of a River's Rebuke too, which is really nice. So legendary card, 3 mana. Elesh Norn could be bad for us here, potentially. Not if we full equip the Toski, actually. That's what he grabs. Not what I thought they were going to get for, I'll be honest. I kind of wish these had a different back. So they're easier to kind of pay attention to what they had. But it's whatever. Let's do this. Keep that. want to get all the effects off. Get even more effects off. Okay, the equipment synergies are coming together. How many creatures in my yard? I do. He got this replicating ring, which means we're gonna take it. I don't know why he got it. I'm thinking undo inversion potentially. Because it does keep him off undo inversion mana. Ah, okay, he still got it. Oh. Okay. That's interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 10. I played this a little early. Can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. Okay. So hold. Just go from there. Toski's still a big problem. Oh, he's not indestructible anymore. That's fine. Huh. We'll just play a couple creatures. Unfortunately, it looks like he's gotten like really strong stuff for this Tome of the Infinite every time. Because they don't get any ETBs or anything, clearly. Oh, man. Even just Lightning Bolt is bad for us here. Lightning Bolt or Swords. Or anything? Okay, well the good news is none of this was going to help me get there faster, so it's fine. Ugh. Overwhelming Splendor is such a good card. Wait, does this mean the top card I draw? That doesn't seem right. I mean, the good news is he has to find a way to win in like 26 turns, give or take. Which is nice. I mean, he may have a way to shuffle this all back in, but... Do we have... Okay, so that's probably destroy all creatures. So we just have the one way I think that's non-creature based to destroy it. Which is looking like it might just be an oversight. Because, oh my god. Have we gotten, like, the boot from this card, like, 3 or 4 times in a row now? We're saving this to try to, like, sneak something in.
Let's make this quick.
Hmm.
Love a good puzzle.
Yep. Hmm. Good news is he's very speeding up his clock, so he has to still find a win condition.
Like seconds.
Let's see if we've what he would have left. Thankfully, the 32 life gives us a little bit of a buffer. Kind of down for him to potentially increase his own clock. This could go to like the distance, I feel. The 2 life. Oh. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
And there's 20. Ooh. We're gonna put 2 counters on him. I gotta phase him out, so you get the extra turns. Now he snakeskin Veil. Okay, he doesn't get the extra turns, which is fantastic for us right now. Trying to apply as much pressure as we can while we can, with the lack of creatures that he has.
And some we can figure a way out.
Oh, come on, man.
Let's slow this down. You need to take a time out.
That's fine.
Time to improvise.
I'm very aware of what he has in his deck now. And we just need a way to get rid of this Overwhelming Splendor. Okay. Big Tap's going down, though. Cannot afford to have this dude in.
How long do you want to wait for?
Because if he ults, there's no chance of us getting back in it, I feel. Don't you want to hit Jace, too? Should have played Tovolar. I don't know. It's such a tricky one. $15 cards left. If he was smart, he'd be playing Lavinia and equipping it with the Sword of Body and Mind. But I don't see him doing that. Okay. Or stop checking his deck to make sure he doesn't, like, have anything. I like a 10-turn clock from Ugin. I guess he starts hitting me in the face.
Give me a moment.
No. Okay.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
He's taking his clock down, slowly but surely. I don't know if we're gonna win this or not, but like.
We will meet again.
Okay, so his clock's even lower now. Whoa, this dude is so ballsy.
Are fleeting.
I mean, he's definitely got a way if he's got a creature. But, like, that's an interesting one, too, to look for an enchantment. Like, you're just thinning your deck out even further. Buy Embercleave? Not happy about it, but...
I think I know what
Did milling our opponent for, like, 50 work?
Mind and body.
Oh.
Keep an open mind.
Did the foundation? Are we... I don't know, man. Oh. He's down to 6. So it's getting even harder for him to win, I feel. Four, three, two, one. Okay, so he loses in like 2 turns because of this emblem. Oh. Aww. Dang it. Has a commit to memory. Let's see if he casts it. Maybe he fucks up and like ults Ugin first. Oh.
not ignore my draconic talents.
I don't know. We're just gonna wait until he casts it. There's a chance like he messes up. Our opponent could outplay himself. Please mess up on this memory. That's like our only thing. I love the idea of us winning to mill, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, our opponent's got to mess up pretty big. I had to pick a Planeswalker from his graveyard. Okay. Yep.
Time's up.
I don't think I've ever seen an animation before. That's super cool.
My flames burn beyond perception.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Just fuck up. At least we're seeing his deck come back, man. It was close. Like we had a hope.
Truth lies beyond vision.
Okay. Our win con has been milled. Oh my god. Okay, there's still a chance that he messes up. I haven't seen. He hasn't cast it yet. Or maybe he's just trying to give me hope that he's gonna mess up until like the last possible second. Don't read memory. He's not hovering it yet. I could be wrong. Don't cast memory. Yep. Because if he knows, he knows. Right? Like, that's for interesting. You can manifest a card you don't have. I didn't know that. We're learning new stuff. He doesn't read the memory. Right? Like, I'm not... I'm not crazy, right? Like that's what it does. Each player shuffles their hand engraved in their library and then draws 7 cards. So we managed to actually win with Mill because our opponent doesn't realize what their card does. Oh, that's such a cool win. We should not have won this game. It was worth sticking it out, man. All right, game number 5. It's gonna be really hard to top that last game. We do have 2 mana. I don't hate the idea, but I'd really like a third, so we're gonna try to go for something a little different. Okay, we'll try this. Our Promise, I think, could be pretty good here. It's a super sketchy keep, but I really don't want to go down. Thinking Bounding Wolf potentially. Could be a control deck. That'd be very interesting to see. Expressive Iteration is a really interesting play. They're picking between 2 lands, I'm guessing. Yeah. Veil. I'll actually do this now. And just name Wolf. Our opponent might be a control deck. Okay. That's an interesting one. I haven't seen... I figured they'd be elemental synergies, but I didn't think they'd be like a full-on control list. It's okay. We're gonna take one more turn to set up, get at this Vanquisher's Banner, and then we're gonna try to go really hard the turn after. No, I lied. There is 0 reason not to Our Promise here. Well, it's open. Grab. Field of the Dead. Field of Ruin. Now we have like an answer to our opponent's potential problems there. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Take this. Hit. Wolf. Nice, getting attack some resources here. Sort of Body Mind could be really big for us, actually. So we'll chump. See if they counter. If they don't, we'll try to cast. If they do, we won't. See if we can get this out. Nice. So they are kind of playing in this weird Omnath control shell. Using him as kind of a finisher. That's pretty unique. All things considered, like that's really neat. And like getting to draw off of it too once you've got 8 or more. I really like that. Should have done these 2, but that's fine. It's whatever. Okay. This guy's not having anything of mine today. At least we got pro here now, which is nice. Okay. Ooh. Sword. This deck is so unique. I really like the idea of like this Timber control shell. I wish it was elementals, just because personally I wish I was playing against elementals, but I at least think the deck idea is cool. Really wish I had Bolt. Oh, I do. Pick a red. Bolt. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Oh, we're not getting anywhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. It's a good game. And I'm like, not yet. We're gonna struggle bus it. Oh, okay. Gotta hit him with it. Ah, that was so close. I thought we might be able to get something there, but unfortunately, we just couldn't deal with Omnath. No removal options. So as you guys saw, that was a series. I don't really know how to feel about it. I do think that we had some close games at least. You know, we did technically win game number 4. So let's take a look at our litmus test. Da-da-da-da. Oh, okay, glowing. It's got improvement, and I kind of agree with that. No, I don't. I don't think we should have won game number 4. So technically, I'm gonna actually go on a limb here and edit this and say we were only sputtering. I feel like we won to our opponent's misplay, and the deck, you know, has some really big issues that I think can only be solved by actually getting more cards in the tribe. It's just a very weak tribe right now, and I think that's true for like a lot of tribal decks that basically aren't elves. Is that they'll all just improve with more of the tribe, because right now when you look at things like Commander, that the tribes have so many more cards for at this point, and you know Warhorse was already pretty bad in Commander because it didn't have enough. I think that, you know, not having enough selection and having to run suboptimal cards in your slots, not being able to have your tribe fix any of your like weaknesses in the color pair, or even like really exacerbate the strengths. Um, yeah, so that's what I have to say. So that's the games, guys. We will hopefully pick a better deck next time. I've got a couple ideas, but I really wanted to kind of put, you know, I went back and forth on whether or not I should air this and like how I felt about it. And you know what? Yeah, sure. Like the last couple of decks we've done have all been like, you know, 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 wins, and I think that's really good. But I also think that there's room in this series for bad decks to some degree. You know, like decks that just don't work, decks that, you know, especially when we get to like some of the viewer decks we're gonna be doing in the future too, where they're not always built by me with enough time, or if I'm doing like a daily thing for every week or like that. And the decks have like far less testing going into them before we even play them. Um, I think it's important to know that like decks that I play can actually get, you know, low like this on the poll. Yeah, Slimmest Test is I want to show decks that aren't just good, and I think that's important to be able to show like why, or kind of like, you know, talk about why a deck isn't good versus why it is good. And in this case, I think it's just not having cards that are flexible enough to do what you want them to do in the tribe, and having to run things that just don't do what you need them to do for Brawl. But thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. If there's anything you would do different with this deck, please give me a comment down below with it. Like I said, the deck is super fun. Please don't burn wild cards for this. It's super important to realize that I had this stuff except for a few, and that's why I decided to build it this way. But like, don't go out of your way to build Werewolves in Historic Brawl if you're limited on wild cards, because I just don't think it's strong enough to be consistent. If you're really down for Werewolf as a tribe, though, I mean, go for it slowly. I mean, try to find some of the good ones first and piece them together, or even not, just put a lot of werewolves you like in a other girl deck, which we'll be kind of seeing when I do an Arlen deck in the future. I'm going to be trying to do like what I'm going to call Big Growl with her. I won't do it next week because I don't want to have two Growl decks back to back, but I think there's room for some werewolves in Growl going forward. Maybe just not the whole tribe, but hey, that's just my opinion. If you guys have a different opinion, of course, leave that down in the comments below as well. I'm always down for feedback. But that's our episode for the day, guys. I really appreciate you sticking around to watch this. As always, have a great day. Have a good week, weekend, whenever you're watching this, and be radiant. Take care.